Today's UI design is the best UI design we've ever made on this channel, and I don't say this lightly. This design is going to change where you are as a UI designer, take your whole UI design game to a different level. Only watch if you're willing to do that. It's going to make you stand out wherever it is that you go forth with your UI UX design portfolio. Also, there's a special surprise for you at the end. At the end of this design, I'm going to show you how you can use this UI design in your own mobile phone. Use this prototype, show it around to everyone. Every single aspect of this whole UI design has been preserved. These icons change color when clicked. There is a beautiful gradient that changes color according to what option you choose. There is a beautiful splash of marshmallows and confetti whenever you click on an option. This is the most amazing UI design we've ever built on this channel, and I'm going to also show how you can use this on your mobile live at the end of this video today. Let's just jump right into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to day 42 of the 100 Days of UI Design Challenge. Alright, to get started, you're going to Google or Firefox and simply click on figma.com/downloads. Type it out in your browser and that's going to open Figma downloads for you. You can download the desktop app for macOS or Windows, follow the instructions, and that's going to install Figma inside of your device. Once you've installed Figma inside of your device, you're going to go out and you're going to be greeted with a screen that looks kind of like this, minus the projects that I've already made. You're going to click on this blue button, create new design file. That's going to create a completely new design file for you. Let's just close this previous design file. And we're going to now start to create our very first design. Alright, inside of our new design file, we're going to start by creating a new frame. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to click on F on our keyboard or go to this button, click on the frame button, click inside of the screen, and then you're going to get a frame. And you can resize it by adding your width and height on your own. You can add any width and height you want, but since we've planned to use this UI design inside of our mobile phone, we always want to make sure that the width and height of our frame matches the width and height of your UI design. And you can take a rough number as well, and the rough number is going to be 414 width by 925 pixels of height, and that's going to work with almost all mobile phones. But if you want to get more specific like me, if you want to have the perfect UI design according to your screen, what you're going to do is you're going to take the name of your device, go to Google really simply and search for, let's say your device is iPhone 15. We'll search for iPhone 15 viewport ratio. This viewport ratio is what you're going to use as the pixel value, width and height of your device frame inside of Figma. So you have resolutions for devices as well, but we do not want resolutions. You want your viewport sizes. So then let's say your iPhone is iPhone 14. iPhone 14 has the viewport size of 390 by 844 pixels. So your frame inside of Figma is going to have 390 pixels of width and 844 pixels of height. It's not going to have 1170 times 2532 pixels. This is the resolution. Resolution is different. Resolution has to do with the outer screen where everything is visible, but viewport is the actual size used for you by you for Figma. So you're just going to go right here and type whatever your value is. I'm just going to type 414 by 925. That works pretty well almost all of the times. And now we're going to get started with our UI design. The very first thing that we're going to do with this UI design is we're going to get our images. These images are found in the Discord group every single day for 100 days. The images, the assets, everything, the text even that we've used for this UI design series has been posted every single day in the Discord group. So you can just go join the Discord group. The link is in the live chat and in the description. It's pinned at both places, and you can get your images from the Discord group. I've already got down there and downloaded my images. So I've gotten a folder called folder 41, which is for the day, and I've gotten 4 images over here as well. So you will get 4 images in today's folder, and they're going to look something like this. So I am going to get all of these images, just drag my frame and get all of these images inside, or you can just get the image that you want. So let's just start with the image that you want. We'll just get the first image. And the good thing about our Discord group is once you get your images from the Discord group, you don't have to resize the image. There is no worry about the image blurring out or you having to shrink it, crop it. You don't have to do any of those things. All of these images are perfectly fit right inside your UI design automatically. You don't have to do anything about them, it just works. So let's just get started. The very first thing we're going to do with this UI design is we've positioned this image at a place where there's a little bit of space left at the bottom, but not too much. Most leftover space is at the top, and the reason we're doing this is going to become clear with the steps that we start taking now. The only reason we imported this image at this stage is so that we have an idea of the space at the top being double of what is left at the bottom. We just wanted to get this idea, and so we've done this image first. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start by adding a notification bar. So we'll start by adding a notification bar, and in any image, so we'll start by adding our notification bar. The notification bar is the top bar in all mobile screens that basically shows you the battery percentage, whether there's Wi-Fi present, whether there's mobile data present, what time it is, and stuff like that. There's a really thin bar at the top right here on your mobiles, this little guy, and it just shows you, hold on, I'll just show it you. There is a really thin bar up top, and it shows you the battery, the percentage of the time, whatever. And the first thing we're going to make is our notification bar. The notification bar is the really thin bar present at the top that shows you the time, the battery percentage, everything, and it's all present right here. You also see whether there's network available in your area and stuff like that. So this simple notification bar is present in all apps, and it's has different colors depending on what app you're on. You can choose these colors, a developer can choose these colors, and so you're pretty free to play around with at least the background color, if not everything else, in a UI design like this, because this is either a website mobile UI or more likely it's an app. So for apps you can choose the color of the notification bar and stuff like that, which is why we're heavily placing a focus on the notification bar as the first step. This is just the simplest thing to do. You're going to go right here, choose a rectangle, drag it, make sure its width is exactly equal to the width of your frame. So our frame width is 414, and so our notification bar width is also 414. If you choose a different viewport ratio, then you might have to start scrolling both vertically and horizontally. So if you choose a ratio that is not similar to your device, so if this device had 360 pixels of width and 400 pixels of height, and I just, not 400, 600, and I just put down 414 and 925 as their resolution, then I would have to scroll both vertically and horizontally. If I had put something that was thinner or equal to the width of this device but longer, then I would have to scroll it downwards, and so on. Or if you would put something that was completely equal to this in height but shorter than this. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to color our notification bar, give it a proper width, and then color our notification bar. I'm going to give it the width of 18 pixels. This works for me currently, and I'm going to give it a color as well. This color is going to come from the color picker tool from this UI image itself. So this image has a shade of brown, and then you're going to take it and then move it around to find a color that you really like, that has at least some relation to this image, so it doesn't look out of place, and then that's the first step, and you go forward from there. So we'll just, I think we should just reduce its height now. Let's just do a 16, that looks good. And now we're going to start adding our icons. We have to add two icons for this. The first is the menu icon, and the second is the search icon. So obviously most applications have a main menu from where you can find a list of all the things that are navigatable, and the other is the search button where you can search for whatever you want to search for. The way we're going to import these icons is we're going to go to plugins, get Iconify. If you don't have Iconify, just go right here to the resources, click on plugins, search for Iconify, just type out Iconify, and you're going to find this smiley emoji. You're going to click on this, that's going to open the Iconify plugin for you. And right now let's just search for the search icon. In fact, SEARCH. This searches for icons from a wide range of resources, and once you get an icon that you really like, alright, now that we've chosen an icon that we like, we'll just take a look at the license. This license says CC, and that's the freest license that you're going to find for all icons, pieces of art, whatever it is. You can use it for commercial purposes as well, which is a good thing to look at. Sometimes you want to actually take this UI design and build it out there, so it's just important to look at the licenses. But most of the times Iconify has MIT or Apache licenses, both of which are very liberal, and you can use them for commercial purposes too. So you're free to use CC, Apache, MIT as freely as you want. If you for some reason don't find an icon with CC, Apache, MIT licenses, you can just make your own. Simple to make. Alright, the next thing we're going to search for is we're going to search for our menu icon. I'm just going to go ahead right here and type menu, and now you have a couple of different types of menus. And so I'm just going to select one that I like. You have a couple of different options over here if you look into them really closely, and you can choose anything you want out of these. All of them do the same thing on paper, so you're quite free to choose anything that you like here. And I like this one. I'm going to import this. Now that we have two icons, we're going to design around them, give them a circle which is going to be their border, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that in just a moment. I'll go right here, click on ellipse, place an ellipse or a circle in the center, make it smaller, make sure everything is inside of your frame up until this point, send it to the back, make it even smaller because we want to make it fit around our icon. You can also add an auto, frame this thing and add an auto layout, and I'm going to show you the other way you can do this also. You'll just place this right here, and this is the different way of doing the exact same thing. You have a frame, you're going to click on auto layout. Again, both of these achieve the same exact results. You can just choose anything you want, round these off by a border radius, and give it a fill. Let's change the fill color a little bit, and this lets things actually be visible. So now we're going to go to the frame and increase the padding right here. Let's give it a padding of 10. That should make things look nice and equal, and it's almost the exact same. It's actually the exact same width and height as this guy. We'll just take this ellipse and place it inside of our frame as well. So now we have, nope, we can't do that. We'll just place it outside the frame and then group these two together. So what these do is we've basically achieved the same exact thing, but in two different ways. You're free to use whatever you want at this point. And we're going to position them now with this. We'll just take this frame, give it the almost complete width of the whole page. We'll just align it in the center. The frame, we'll just line the frame in the center, bring this down by a little bit, and then choose the option of distributing. And now that we have these two grouped and framed together, we'll just add an auto layout and then increase their spacing in the middle by selecting the distribute horizontal spacing option, and hug for the content resizing, horizontal and vertical resizing. We'll just increase this and bring this down by a little bit. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the colors inside of this frame. Now that everything has been perfectly spaced out, I just want to remove this frame for ease. We'll just group it, and the advantage that you have with groups is you get to change colors all at once. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to choose a shade of brown and get it from the navigation, from the notification bar right here. Change this color to a lighter shade. We'll just get it from inside the image as well. And right now it doesn't look anything like the way I want it to look like, so I'm just going to make it lighter, and then we'll just copy this color to the other end as well. This looks good. This kind of looks good. This does looks good. We'll just copy this color and paste it over here, and now everything is, oops, what is going on? We'll just change the color here, and this is now really nice looking. Perfectly aligned, perfectly centered, everything works well. The font family that we're going to be using for this UI design is called Outfit, one of the greatest fonts ever. I am the biggest fan of the font family Outfit, always going to be. It has nice kerning, everything just is perfect, and I'm just so excited to share this with you guys. And I've used it in a couple of UI designs, so you might be familiar with it by now. We'll just type out choose your, you can also use Inter, that's also a good font, but Outfit is my favorite. SHAKE. Let's just change the font family to outfit. This looks good. We'll just give it an extra thickness just so it's bold and more visible. We'll take the whole thing, change the font size to about 18 pixels. 18 looks good. 18 pixels. Reduce the line height. Line height is the distance between two lines of text, and sometimes you want to reduce it just so that everything looks better, closer together. This looks good. And now we're just going to place this right here. This looks perfect. Let's just make this smaller, make it 16. I change my mind on font sizes so often, and at the end it's actually worth it. We'll just reduce this distance right now, make sure this aligns right here, increase the width. This works perfectly. And now we're going to start with our actual shake. So we'll just go and click on rectangle. We're creating a background currently, just slightly longer than the actual image, slightly longer, not a lot. Give it a border radius, not a huge number, just a little bit, so it's nice and cute and rounded off. You know what, let's just do a 22. Send it to back, and that's going to give us, we'll just increase the height. I'm not happy with the height. This looks good. We'll just align this perfectly, and this is our UI design. Now let's just give this a beautiful linear gradient, the one we saw in the beginning. Click on linear gradient, change the direction of these lines. These are the guidelines, they tell you where to go. Choose the darker shade right here, or let's just choose it as the lighter one, and then we can probably get a darker shade from the cookies. We'll just click on these colors right here, and this is going to give us this really dark, nice looking shade. You can also play around with the colors a little bit, change things just enough to get it looking perfect, looking right. We'll just drag this outside, and this is our beautiful UI design. Alright, this color actually looks quite good. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our marshmallow image. So we're just going to click on Ctrl+Shift+K, and that's going to bring us this folder of images which we've gotten from Discord, and we're going to place all of them. So we'll just take them right here, place them inside, send them behind your image. This is again really carefully, just place them behind your image and above your rectangle. So you want this rectangle to be behind the image of your marshmallows, and you want the image of the shake to be in front of the marshmallows. So the marshmallow image is in between. This is your milkshake image, and this is your rectangle. Alright, this looks good. This actually looks quite good. We'll just align it in the center, and that's about it. We'll just take this whole thing and shift it down a little bit, and the next thing, just shift it up with the arrow keys. Arrow keys are super duper useful in UI design because you just get to move stuff around the way you wouldn't otherwise get to. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to add for ourselves a beautiful looking slider which gives you the different options that are available. We currently only have 2 options available on this menu. We'll just type out chocolate, and also we have vanilla. This is the 2 options available. We'll just get them right here, group them together, place them in the center, and leave a lot of spacing in the middle. Again, leave a lot of spacing in the middle. 180 is, I think, a fine choice. Align everything in the center, reduce some spacing if you're not happy with the way it looks. We'll just give it a spacing of 160. Put everything in the center once again, and this aligns now. Since the current choice that we've chosen is chocolate, we'll just make it a little bit thicker so we know this is what we've selected. Let's give this semi-bold, and we'll just shift it above a little bit because our current choice, this is perfectly aligned in the center now. Now we'll just make sure this current choice is as highlighted, seems as highlighted as it actually is. We'll just draw a simple line right here. Make sure this is 80, this looks good. We'll just give it a thickness and change the ends of the line to be rounded. And we're also going to change the color right here. And now we'll just place this right here. Bring this down a little bit more, and now we have for ourselves the completed UI selection. Next thing we're going to do is we're just going to duplicate this another time and change the way things are placed around here. So we'll just take this frame, copy and paste it, and then we'll just change things a little bit. We'll just shift them up a little bit. So we'll just change this color to a bright pink, the dark brown changes to a bright pink, and you can choose any color you like. You can even go for a purple or a blue, but I'm just going with the one I like. And just click on this image. You know what, let's just click on Ctrl+Shift+K. That is going to give us access to the complete folder which I've downloaded from the Discord, where you can find all of these images. We position it right here. You don't need to resize anything because both of these have been resized to have the exact same width and height, fit together with each other perfectly. Remove our previous image in the background. Take our first image, shift it above by a couple of pixels. Let's just remove this and then we can shift it above by a couple of pixels. This looks good. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to change this background color because honestly it looks atrocious. We'll just take this pink, reduce its pinkness, and this gives us a weird shade of pink that is actually quite good for the background, hopefully. You know what, this pink looks too pink right now. Let's just add something from the red orange side of the whole spectrum. We'll just go right here, choose something that's really mellow. This looks good. This does look good. This is perfect. And change this color as well. We'll just get this bright red from right here and then make it lighter. This looks perfect. This is completely done. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to change this splash. We'll get ourselves another splash. Take our marshmallows, remove the marshmallows, delete them, bring it right in front of our rectangle, then click on Ctrl+Shift+K, and now you have access to all of your images. Click on open, position them right here, take this image, put it inside of your file, send it inside of your frame and put it exactly between your rectangle and your image. Now we have a perfectly made confetti splash. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure the pop-out animation actually works. Things can only pop out from a place, and this is the really important part, you guys. Things can only pop out if they are placed somewhere. So if I have this phone with me right here, it can only pop out if it was already present under the camera before the whole thing happened. And a similar concept works in UI. If you want something to pop out, you at least have to have its initial stage of before popped out ready, so that there can be a before pop out and an after pop out, and then Figma knows to animate the whole pop out between these two frames. So we're just going to do just that. In this image, let's just change our, before we get into the deep talk, let's just change this fancy rectangle shade. And this is the best part, you guys. I don't know how I forgot about this. I'm just going to choose a yellow, beautiful yellow from right here, make it a little bit lighter, remove the color in the middle. Again, we're going bold with these colors, you guys. Just a word of warning, don't overdo it. I said overdoing everything. All right, this looks good. This actually looks quite nice. The next thing we need to do is we need to take a look at a few more colors that are in the confetti. So yellow can easily go to a pink or an orange, and I'm just going to take these colors to a pink or an orange place. Don't worry if it doesn't look good immediately. It doesn't need to. We'll just take this color and make it lighter. Looks good. place a color in the middle, and that's going to be your purple. Make the purple really bright so that you also have some indigo and stuff going on. And let's just change the rectangle colors one last time. Mellow out the purple a little bit, because now it's just all that's visible. Mellow this out just a little bit. If you shift your color towards the left color picker, then you mellow out shades automatically. If you take them towards here, it's more on the dark and grim side. Okay, this looks perfect. This is the perfect baby tones for this background. We'll just mellow out the blue now. And blue was the good part of our color scheme before, and now it just looks like it's too much. Baby blue is the shade for us. Click on this, make it a little bit more mellow. I forgot how to speak. This looks perfect. We'll just shift this just a little bit, and this is done. Now that we have a background over here as well, we are going to start with our pop out animation. So in this pop out animation, the obvious next you know what, let's just I keep on forgetting things today. I don't know why. And now I'm just going to take this line. Where did you go, my line? Go right here, take it towards this section, shift it a little bit more. This is perfectly aligned now. This works perfectly. All right, we're done. And now I promise, for the last time, we're going to look into the pop out animations. So what we're expecting when we click on the first frame is that the second frame is going to automatically happen after that, at least for this one. So the expectation is you're going to have your first pop out stage ready, so that this becomes your after pop out stage, and then Figma knows how to animate between something, the before pop out stage, and this splash, which is the after pop out stage. So we'll just take this splash of colors, copy and paste it, position it exactly smaller, lower, but in the center of where things were supposed to be, and send it behind almost everything, just not behind the rectangle. Send it behind everything, but the rectangle is saved. And then we're just going to repeat that with our we're just going to have to copy and paste this guy one more time and bring this towards this frame, make it smaller, place it behind everything except for the rectangle. So what this does, it provides a before pop out image which was hidden over here. This is my before pop out image, and this becomes my after pop out image. Similarly, this becomes my before pop out image, the marshmallow image that we've placed behind this guy, and this becomes my after pop out image. So now we have a couple of frames for Figma to go off of. One other important thing that you need to remind Figma of is that if you want Figma to know that this is the same, this image and this image are the pop out images of the same exact thing, you want to rename them exactly the same. So we'll just rename them MARSH for marshmallow, and this is all case sensitive, you guys. So little or lowercase MARSH is not equal to capital MARSH, or mixed case MARSH, M capital ARSH small, that is not equal. MARSH has to be small if the first one is small, MARSH has to be capital if the other one is capital. It just has to match the case. It is very case sensitive, and if you don't worry about it being case sensitive, then it gives you other problems to be worried about. Actually, we'll just type confetti, and for the other one, BB2 confetti as well. And now we are going to everything else looks fine. Does it? We'll just take one final look. Yes, it does look fine. Alright, because this notification bar and this have the exact same name, rectangle one, and that applies to this line over here as well, and the group and everything. What that does is it already tells Figma that these are the same thing, so they just have to be named the same way. Go to the prototype section, click on your very first you can either click on these guys, or you can just click on the whole screen. I would usually make it animate with these guys, so basically it would be navigatable now. But since we only have two options, if we had three options, then this would go to this page, and then the other option would go to some other page, and then the current option would stay right here. But since we only have two options, animating this or animating the whole page to take its click function and go to the next page is exactly the same thing. It doesn't make a difference right now, but if you wanted a working navigation bar, you had more than two options, then you would just specifically take this and prototype it like that. But we're not doing that right now. We'll just go to the frame, make sure the on click navigates to the second frame with smart animate, and it uses the gentle animation feature with 800 milliseconds of timing. Once you've done this properly, Figma should automatically do this for all other frames that you link. Always make sure to link your last frame, which is this one, to the first one. People forget this and it leads to a ton of problems. We'll just click on this right here and start presenting it. This is going to be the best live stream on the concepts of UI design we've ever done on this channel. Now that the images have loaded, I'm just going to click on F11. That's going to resize my screen to fit the full width, so you see our design in its full glory. And when I click on the page, look at this. This is beautiful. A whole new different pop-out animation. You know what? I am feeling especially lucky today. Let's just add something special. Let's just change this gentle animation function to a bouncy animation function, and you'll see the magic yourself. So I don't even need to explain what will happen now. It will be so obvious that you'll understand what I'm talking about as soon as we do this. Remove the drag. We're not dragging anything. Make sure your animation function is bouncy and 800 milliseconds. Let's just do this. Check this out. This bounces like a rowdy party, but again, a disadvantage of that is it leaves this really weird rave like rectangular background. So I'm just going to switch it back to gentle. Let's just make sure, let's just add the pop-out animation to these images as well. Let's just copy and paste this guy, place it right here, make it smaller. I'm just speed running at this point. Place it between this and this. Rename B2 to B1. Again, take this guy as well, copy and paste it, take it right here, make it smaller, place this behind this and the rectangle. Again, it doesn't matter what you rename them as long as you rename them the exact same word in the exact same case or the exact same alphabet. Click on F11, make your whole thing stand out. Check this out, you guys. This is so perfect. You know what? If you change the sizes and stuff of these, I think you can have more fun animations as well, and you can just take your time, play around with it, make the most beautiful designs. Check it out. These colors automatically change. Did I mention these colors? Check out the navigation bar. Check out all of these icons. All of these colors change automatically. There is a beautiful splash that happens. This has been one of the best UI designs we have ever made on this channel so far, ladies and gentlemen. And now for the time you have all been waiting for, we're going to look at how we use this animation inside of our actual mobile phone. So the way we use this prototype inside of our mobile phone is through the Figma prototyping app. And I'm just going to really quickly open my Play Store or App Store, whatever it is that you're using. I'm just going to go right here and start searching for Figma. Figma only has a single official app, which is for the prototyping. Go to Prototype Mirror Share, install it, and this is going to give you access to all of your UI designs on the same account inside of Figma desktop in your Figma mobile app as well. Let's just let it install and then click on open. It'll ask you to log in now. We'll just log in. I'm just going to log in really quickly, and once I've done that, I'm going to continue with my mobile app, and this is going to give us the complete experience. Now we're going to click on our most recent UI design. Sometimes if you've selected a frame, because we haven't currently, but when you do, it's actually visible as well. It's going to give you a couple of instructions. Read it if you have the time. And now we have our beautiful images loading. Now this is the animation we've made. Check this out, you guys. So super duper cool. We have made this design and it has come to life on our real life phone. This color of the notification bar where batteries and stuff will be visible later on changes. The color of the icons changes. The color of the icon background also changes. Like, who does that at this point? Who does? The color of the icon does change, and the color of the icon background also changes. The color of the rectangle which houses these images also changes. This beautiful gradient running across from the top left to the bottom right corner also changes. There is this bouncy, fresh, beautiful splash effect that also happens. This line automatically goes to the next frame when you click on it, and the color of the line which tells you what's selected also changes. It's the most amazing UI design we have ever made on this channel. Check this out, you guys. I am such a fan of this one, and do make it on your own. Share it across social media with the hashtag 100 days of UI design with Veera. Put it on your portfolio. It has so many advanced UI techniques. I mean, we covered literal complex radial gradients that go from a color that has just green in the middle, just taking one color and changing it into a completely different color. Beautiful morph animations, splash effects, image pop-out animations in Figma as a whole, prototyping, taking icons from different places, checking out icon licenses, icon colors, icon background colors, notification bars, changing colors of notification bars, a really interactive bottom slider. Everything works so perfectly, and also a couple of keyboard shortcuts. Like, I am so proud of this UI design live stream, the best one ever on this channel. Yet I hate to go today, you guys. This has been one of the best UI design animation live streams we've ever done on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Veera, and I'll see you around. Peace.